Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. You're listening to the RX Daily Dose. Today's episode is being recorded for Thursday, October 14th, and I'm your host, Ian Parnagoni. We update this podcast for healthcare providers, medical professionals, and anyone who has an interest in drug updates. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on all your favorite podcast platforms and social media, including iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram. All links can be found in the show notes below. So in today's episode, we have updates which include approval of Opzelura, a new topical treatment for atopic dermatitis, and approval of Qulipta for migraine prevention. We'll also be going over approval of Livmarli for symptoms in patients with Alagille syndrome, also known as ALGS. As always, feel free to skip around. I'm going to include times in the show notes so you get the drugs that interest you. So first up this week, the FDA approved ruxolitinib, which goes by brand name Opzelura, a cream for short-term, non-continuous treatment of mild to moderate atopic dermatitis in non-immunocompromised individuals 12 years of age or older whose disease is not controlled with topical prescription therapies or when those therapies are not available. Atopic dermatitis is a chronic inflammatory skin condition that typically affects the face, neck, arms, and legs, but usually spares the groin and axillary regions. Atopic dermatitis usually starts in early infancy, but also affects a substantial number of adults and is commonly associated with elevated levels of immune globulin E. It is the first disease to present in a series of allergic diseases, including food allergy, asthma, and allergic rhinitis. Opzelura is a topical formula of a Janus kinase or JAK inhibitor that dysregulates the JAK-STAT pathway, which contributes to key features of atopic dermatitis, such as itching, inflammation, and skin barrier dysfunction. The FDA approval is based on the TrueAD clinical trial, which consisted of 1,200 adolescent and adult individuals with mild to moderate atopic dermatitis. The results of the study showed individuals experienced clearer skin and itch reduction when treated with Opzelura cream with 1.5% twice a day, compared to the non-medicated cream. At week 8, the Opzelura treatment group in the TrueAD 1 and TrueAD 2 trials had clear or almost clear skin at 53.8% and 51.3% respectively, whereas the non-medicated cream group had 15.1% and 7.6% clearer or almost clear skin. In TrueAD 1 and TrueAD 2, at week 8, the reduction of itch was at 52.2% and 50.7% respectively, whereas the non-medicated group was at 15.4% and 16.3%. The most common adverse reactions include nasopharyngitis, diarrhea, bronchitis, and ear infection. Also this week, the FDA approved atogepant, which goes by brand name Qulipta, for the preventive treatment of episodic migraines in adults. AbbVie's Qulipta will be one of 4 calcitonin gene-related peptide receptor antagonists that are developed for migraine treatment, including Eli Lilly's Emgality, Amgen's Aimovig, and Biohaven Pharmaceutical Holdings' Nurtec ODT. Migraine, which is categorized by severe headache and other symptoms such as light sensitivity and nausea, affects about 39 million people in the United States. The FDA approval of Qulipta is based on results from a strong clinical program assessing the efficacy, safety, and tolerability of Qulipta in approximately 2,000 subjects who have had 4 to 14 migraine days per month. It also included data from the pivotal Phase 3 ADVANCE clinical trial and the Phase 2b/3 trial, and the Phase 3 long-term safety trial. In the multi-center randomized double-blind placebo-controlled Phase 3 advanced trial, all Qulipta dose arms met the primary goal and showed a statistically significant decline in mean monthly migraine days versus placebo. Furthermore, 56%, 59%, and 61% of subjects receiving 10 milligrams, 30 milligrams, and 60 milligrams of Qulipta reported a 50% to complete decline in monthly migraine days versus 29% in the placebo arm. And finally this week, the FDA approved maralixibat, which goes by brand name Livmarli, for treating cholestatic pruritus in patients aged 1 year and older who have Alagille syndrome, also known as ALGS. ALGS is a rare genetic disorder caused by abnormalities in bile ducts that can lead to progressive liver disease. Cholestatic pruritus is a sensation of itch associated with liver disease. The approval of Livmarli, an ileal bile acid transporter inhibitor, was based on findings from the pivotal ICONIC study and supported by 5 years of data from supportive studies in a total of 86 patients. In the long-term open-label ICONIC study, which had a double-blind, placebo-controlled, randomized drug withdrawal period, 31 patients from the indicated population received Livmarli once daily for 18 weeks, after which 29 were randomized to receive Livmarli or placebo for 4 weeks. All 29 patients then received open-label Livmarli for an additional 26 weeks. Pruritus severity was rated on a scale of 0 to 4 twice daily by a caregiver given the young age of most participants. Pruritus score was 3.1 at baseline and 1.4 at the end of 18 weeks of open-label treatment. At week 22, the pruritus score was 1.6 for Livmarli patients and 3.0 for placebo, reflecting changes of 0.2 and 1.6 respectively from the 18-week score. 6 weeks after re-entering the open-label retreatment phase, patients from both treatment groups had similar pruritus scores. Caregiver scores were found to be similar to patient-rated scores by patients old enough to self-report. And that's all I have for right now. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I'll include all links in the show notes below, so please go back and check those out too. Please connect with me on any of your social media platforms and give me feedback on what you heard today. I'd love to know what you thought about the episode. And as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. And thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.